Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. I'm just so in love with these cards. Ron came up with 3 really beautiful designs, and kind of inspiration behind this, aside from the actual design, was these really super expensive dies that you can pay an arm and a leg for to get this sort of layered look on these cards. So let's go ahead and show you how easy it is to put these all together. Now we've got the card base, we're just going to fold it in half here. And we have this solid piece here that's going to get glued right in here, and this is for stamping or writing your little message. Okay, so we're just going to put some glue on the back of this and get that glued into place. You want a nice thin line here because this is going to need to be nice and flat so that it doesn't warp. You want to be able to get this on there, kind of stand up above it, or if your desk is in the right place, just make sure that you get it nice and centered. There should be a nice even border all the way around here. Okay, it's also going to sturdy up the card a little bit. Okay, so that was step 1. Very simple. Step 2, we're going to take this piece. Now take a look here. You have these 2 pieces that are the same height and width. We're going to glue those together. This one is a little bit larger. We're going to glue that directly onto the card itself. Okay, so you want to go ahead and take this and just make sure that you have it aligned correctly. Okay, so this is going on flat and flush right onto the card base. You should have nice even border going all the way around. Okay, let me move this out of the way here for a second. And do gotta kind of work a little quick here. Most important thing is to make sure that you get enough glue out to the edge, get a nice line out to the edge, and then work pretty quickly on the inside here. Try not to put too much glue on these areas. You want to cover all the areas, but don't put too big of, you don't want really fat lines of glue on here. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I'm going to take that, make sure that we have it correctly aligned, and just lay it right over that design. Make sure that you have it nice and aligned all the way around. Check your work before you push down and let it set. Just like that. And a little bit of glue that kind of bled through. Okay, we're like 50% of the way there, actually, probably more than that. All right, and then we have these 2 layers here, and we're just going to glue this right on top of that layer. And you want to work with this layer when applying your glue. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the edge and get our glue out to the edge, and then just work the details. I'm going to use my little dot method because I feel like I can hit these little pieces like I'm playing darts kind of, and I don't have to worry about getting giant globs of glue all over the place. You don't need to cover the entire area. Just make sure that you're getting it in enough little areas there. Okay, and just focus on the border here to get this aligned correctly. Okay, there we go. And just kind of nudge it here and there, and then push down to get it in place. And that's what that should look like. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to pop this onto this piece here. Okay, you can use pop dots or 3D dots or zots, whatever you want to call them. I'm actually going to be using my foam squares here. Okay, so what we want to do when you're putting these down, we want to work the border, and we want to especially make sure that we get enough support on our borders, but we don't want to put them too far out to the edge so that you can see them when you look at the card from the side. So just make sure that you're taking care of that border or the edge, but don't put it too far out. You want it to kind of disappear into the shadows behind this thing, like a possum. Okay, that didn't make any sense, sorry. So just kind of put the 3D foam squares on here and get some in here. The backing on that one already came off. Oh, no, it didn't. That was another one. Okay. And then, of course, we want to make sure that we get a couple into the middle areas there for extra stability as well. And find some really nice thick areas so that it doesn't show through when you tilt it this way or that way. Okay. So that should probably do it. Okay. And I'm going to push these down just to make sure that they stay on nicely while I grab my little razor blade and peel off the backing on these. And I just think this card, especially because of the color scheme that we chose, really resonates with me because I am a big fan of fall colors. I don't care, for some reason, regardless of the season, summer and spring and winter just, I don't know, they just don't do it for me as much as fall does. I think the oranges and the yellows and the browns, I don't know if that makes me lame or what, but those colors, especially the oranges, I think I don't know, they stoke up a part of my brain that just, I don't know, there's a pleasure center there when it comes to all things that are orange for some reason, and don't have any other explanation for it. Okay, so we've got the foam squares off. You can use pop dots if you want, or again, actually one more thing I do want to mention here. If you don't want to zot this or pop dot it, you don't have to. You can lay it down flat. And also, if you would rather glue these in different ways and create dimension and different layers, you're welcome to do that. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Okay, so you want to just make sure that you're getting this nice and centered before you put it down. Okay, and just push down and voila. And look how beautiful that is. I just think that's gorgeous, and that shadow that's cast there, and it actually does go all the way through too. I just think it's a beautiful card. I think all these cards in this bundle are must-haves, and would not recommend just getting one. I think they all are going to come in handy. They're so quick. You need a quick card for almost any occasion. They're versatile. We've been trying to do that a lot lately, create nice versatile cards for you guys, and I'm just in love with these. So anyway, just to give this thing a little extra pizzazz, I'm taking my pick-me-up tool and putting a little bit of glue on the back of a nice, I guess it's an orange, I would almost call it like an amber color maybe, a little rhinestone, and I'm just going to pop that right in the corner of the design. Now there is a little hole there already, and my sticky little thing kind of came off of my my pick-me-up tool, but I'm gonna wait till that dries before I try peeling it off. So just kind of dipping that in there, and it's a lot easier to work with these with the pick-me-up tool. Less frustration, more fun. And I'm just gonna throw some rhinestones on here and call it a day. And again, the inside, you've got plenty of room for journaling or stamping, whatever you decide you want to do. There we go. Okay, so there's our card. I don't want to open it right now because I want these rhinestones to really take hold. And in the meantime here, we have an envelope that coordinates. And I'm going to show you how to put that together. Let me move this out of the way. Okay, so the envelope is made up of these two pieces here. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to first actually we should probably just glue this piece on here. We're going to put that in place so that this little design shows through. Okay, and you can go ahead and get your glue on the design here. Don't work out too far to the edge. You don't need to go all the way out to the edge on this piece. Just stay with about an inch from the outer edge, and then just pop a few little dots here and there just to kind of keep this piece in place so it doesn't go moving around. Okay, and then I've got my texture side facing out. I'm lining this up with almost the inner edge here where the fold is. I'm just going to push that down. Okay, so you've got that all nice. And then we can take the rest of the envelope and fold it at the score marks. All right, and the way I like doing this is I always like to use my surface for leverage and alignment. There's no need to do anything in like midair if you don't have to. Okay, I'm gonna spread a little bit of glue out to the edge, get a nice clean seam, and I'm just gonna line that up like so. Just make sure that you got it nice and centered, and then just push that, oops. Well, that was a disaster. Let's try that again. Just get that lined up nicely and just push that down, just like that. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead and take these flaps, fold them in, and we're going to fold this over. Just get a nice little line of glue right about there and right about there. And just close this up, hold down for just a moment while it sets. Okay, and there is our pretty little envelope to complement our beautiful card. I think my rhinestones should be all set here. And actually that didn't glue down completely yet, but you get the idea. And we can just go ahead and pop our little card in there. And you are all set.
Stay on top of all things Dreaming Tree and engage with us today. Get the latest news and enter in our giveaways on Facebook. Get inspired by following us on Pinterest. Be the first to see our new product launches on Instagram. Do you prefer Twitter? Yep, we're there too. Watch our beautiful product trailers and assembly tutorials on YouTube. For more information, visit www.3dsvg.com. Live, craft, love, and dream.